Hey y'all, Monk Joseph here with the Broken Buddha. Today we're going to talk about the Vajra and demystifying it. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. First off, what is a Vajra? Vadra, or Vadra, Benza, depends on who you ask how to pronounce it, is a Sanskrit word which means unstoppable, unbreakable tool or weapon. I think people just want it to be a weapon, but in Sanskrit, a lot of things have multiple translations and meanings. It's all about like the intent, which is probably the answer to that translation issue. I mean, it's your intent makes it what it is. So, okay, so a Vajra is an unbreakable, unstoppable tool or weapon, and it's just a meditative experience. I've gone through Kung Fu and Qigong, and you get all these like stories and myths about this unbreakable, unstoppable weapon. You're the unbreakable, unstoppable weapon. This weapon, that weapon, and when you have the meditative experience, it's you're not going to question it. I'll just say it like that. I have had the meditative experience, so I do consider myself an authority on the topic. I have talked to very high up, one Tibetan Buddhist Lama and one Bonpo Geshe. The Bonpo Geshe is famous, so I won't say his name, but as you can see, I did go to the highest levels with this information. Um, Back in ancient times, you would have gone to find a master or guru to verify the experience by telling them what you saw and confirming it's the same as what they saw. Now, a lot of it's in books. I don't share all the details because, as far as I can tell, I may have to verify someone someday, so I can't put all the information out there. But it's all in the books. Like the majority of it is. Um, the best descriptions I found were in the two Dzogchen books, one by the Dalai Lama and one by Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche. Dzogchen spelled Dzogchen. But yeah, but there's just so much mystical and esoteric crap around the idea that I just had to make this video to get rid of it, right? Um, Anyone who's studied enlightenment or Buddhism understands the concept, or any religion really, understands the concept of this thing you're searching for being inside you, and everyone just ignores it. But we shouldn't. So there it is. That's just what it is. Trying to think what else I can say. Like I said, this is a very tricky video to make because there's almost no way to not sound esoteric or insane by talking about a meditative experience. But I want to make it clear that I'm not saying I'm enlightened, even though the experience is very enlightening. But you'll see the other, how far the other sages made it once you get to that point, and then a few years of study and research afterwards, confirming, verifying, stuff like that. And then of course you grow a lot after that too. I mean, I can pick up pretty much any religious scripture and it all reads like the same book to me. Um, I mean, you have to understand your basics and cores of Eastern religion to understand what you're really seeing. But at this point, whether I'm reading the Quran or the Judeo-Christian Bible, Tibetan Book of the Dead, doesn't matter what it is. It's there. I don't see any difference anymore, and I have no problem explaining it to other people. Um, yeah, it's typically it's like based out of Buddhism or Tibetan Buddhism, but the idea like it parallels. It does parallel every religion. Yeah, I'm not going to keep cross comparing all the religions. That'll have to be a different video. This video is just supposed to be demystifying it. So that's what it is, guys. Um, I'm sure there are plenty of other Vajra holders out there, but again, I got to keep the information for this video down. It's not like you're gonna read a confirmation. I'll tell you this much about it, okay? You're not gonna be a Vajra holder without going through the training. I know, like I have met people. Uh, Actually, I'm trying to think of the best example I could think of was one of my old boxing teachers lost his mind, and I tried to call. I didn't know this. I tried to call him to catch up. I feel like a year back, maybe 2 years back, um, and I was talking about some of this stuff. I think we were talking about manifestation ability of a human, and he was like, "Oh, I have that. I have that. I have manifestation skill. Yeah, I can manifest anything in my life." I mean, the guy's like about to die, living on his daughter's couch. So I don't know why he thinks he has like ultimate manifestation ability. But the point is, I don't want people watching this and being like, "Oh, do I have a Vajra? Am I a Vajra holder?" You have to go through all the training. I spent 3 years relentlessly in my Eastern religious training to get there, and even then, I would almost say it was an accident. because you're realizing things after that, before and after that, you're realizing things out of like your past, like you're reevaluating your entire life with different eyes. And after you reevaluate your life with different eyes, you realize like, was this all an accident? um, so yeah, and this is why if you ever study, Damo, the second abbot of the Shaolin Temple, was a Vajra holder, and that's the other thing you'll notice if you ever make it that far. You can see in history who is and isn't. You can see the ones that are just claiming that are out of their minds or they're trying to manipulate, and then the ones that are like, I got it. um, yeah. So there's that. I'm trying to think what else I could say about the Vajra. Again, so it's just a meditative experience. There's way more esoteric experiences out there, guys. I mean, when you're talking about, you're gonna hear. I haven't seen it, but I've heard like almost infinite stories of people levitating, leaving their bodies, stuff like that. Like it's really, those are a dime a dozen. And what's really interesting about the Vajra is in the religious scripts and texts, they'll be like, I mean, they're like, those are lesser. A Siddhi, Siddhi, is a superpower. A human. I don't understand how a human could do something and think it's a superpower. It's a human power because you're in a human body. But the having those visions is superior to all of that. That they state that in there. It's called the Great Surpassing, and it is known in the circles. But again, you can't really talk about it or tell anybody about it. The like I said, I contacted the geisha who translated like all of the Bonpo Dog Chen confirmation text, and I don't know if he was playing dumb or if he just couldn't accept it, but I mean, I was like sending him clips from words that he translated, and he's still like, I don't know. Like, what are you talking about? You don't know? You wrote it. Anyway, not the point. But now, yeah, he was supposed to confirm me off of a text, a sutra in that he had mentioned in that book. And when he said he didn't know what I was talking about, I took a screenshot and sent it to him, and he was like, "I still don't know what you're talking about." Like, whatever, dude. But we're still friends. I got no squabbles with him. Hopefully, I can make it there and give them a hand with some stuff one day. Anyway, not the point. Um, yeah, as you can tell, it's like a slightly uncomfortable video to make. But yeah, it's just because there's so many people. This is why I'm making the video though. There's so much mystification and esotericism behind it, and you have so many people saying that they can guide you to enlightenment and realization, and it's just not true. The manifestation itself is the best thing to guide you. It's you involving yourself in chasing your desires and a lot of societal functions that pulls you away from reality, and then you're just not attaining it because you're too busy chasing desires to experience reality, which would train you properly. Um, and Damo, again, the second abbot of the Shaolin Temple, he made it very clear that it was unteachable. I mean, there's that legend. I don't really care if it's true or not, but there's that legend that Huke asked Damo if you could teach him realization or enlightenment, and he's like, "You can't. You don't understand. It's not like that. You won't be able to do it. When the snow turns red, I'll teach you enlightenment." So Huke cut off his arm and swung it over his head and made the snow red, and that's why we had the one-handed prayer monk salute or Shaolin priest salute. But the point is that Damo himself said it was pretty much impossible in an accident, and I totally agree. It's not impossible. Any human can do it. That's the point of all the enlightenment teachers and training, but it's more of an accident. So how am I supposed to tell you how to guide yourself through something that's supposed to happen almost accidentally? Um, yeah, because like I said, it's a culmination of everything. I mean, I would almost say I had no functional understanding of reality until I had the meditative experience. But all right, I think that covers everything. Yeah. All right. So that's what the Vajra is, guys. It's not a weapon or magical thing. I mean, there's lots of stuff you can do with chi and lots of ways to build chi, but chi is not a Vajra, and there's nothing you're doing with chi that's Vajra-like. Um, yeah. So that's the best I got for today for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for stopping by. Peace and blessings.